Federal and local law enforcement agencies on high alert tonight as tens of thousands of people march for Israel.
That includes busloads of people from Rhode Island and Massachusetts. 12 News reporter Alex Torres-Perez joins us live after speaking to a local rabbi who's down in D.C. right now. Alex?
Shannon, Mike, the March for Israel was designated as a Sears Level 1 event, which means that there was higher security as federal officials are reporting an increase in anti-Semitic incidents and threats, something a local rabbi at the Temple Emmanuel says he's also having to take precautions against.
This is happening right in our own backyard here in Providence.
Michael Fell is the rabbi at Temple Emmanuel in Providence. He's had to increase security at the synagogue each week since the deadly attack on October 7th.
The safety and security of every single congregant and all the people who are in our buildings is paramount. And so we've had to hire additional security just for us to be able to worship and study and learn together.
Preliminary data just released Monday by the Anti-Defamation League shows a 316% increase in anti-Semitic incidents in the month following the Hamas attack. It averages out to nearly 28 incidents a day.
What used to be said quietly in corners and in hallways is now being said publicly really loudly, where we're now seeing people on the streets being harassed simply for being Jewish.
Which is why Fell felt it was important to go down to D.C. to condemn that hatred.
And I'd like to think that all of us as Americans would like to build a country where people can walk down the street feeling safe and secure.
He says seeing tens of thousands of people coming together for the same cause reminds him he's not alone.
To look around and see how many people mobilized all over the United States, all over the world, I imagine, to come here and be here together, not out of anger or not to cause more violence, but to come together to simply ask for the hostages to be returned, to pray for peace, and to hope and dream together of a safer world, I think is the thing of beauty. We respond to the ugliness of what happened on October 7th by bringing more light.
And Fell, along with other local Jewish leaders, were able to actually meet with Rhode Island senators and representatives in order to thank them for their support following that October 7 attack. Reporting live in Providence, Alex Torres-Perez, 12 News.
Several busloads of people from Rhode Island and Massachusetts were among the tens of thousands who marched in Washington today in support of Israel. 12 News reporter Alex Torres-Perez talked to some of those who traveled to the nation's capital, and she joins us live from Providence, where a rally in support of Palestine is taking place. Alex?
Yeah, Shannon, that rally is just wrapped up in the last hour. It was a small demonstration in support of Palestine, and for those, they're also calling for a ceasefire. And that small rally for Palestine took place as thousands of people headed down to our nation's capital to call for peace. Israeli flags as far as the eye can see, as thousands of people march for Israel at our nation's capital. Among them, the rabbi of Temple Emmanuel in Providence.
It feels like one big family reunion. One of the jokes is that as you walk around, you will run into dozens of people that you know. And it's been so nice to see friends as well as my colleagues and even members of my family who I've run across to by surprise, by chance.
Michael Fell, along with thousands of others, are calling for Hamas to release all hostages in Gaza following the deadly attack on October 7th.
And we want to live in peace with our neighbors. And we want to see a world that is beautiful and productive. No one here wants a war.
Thousands around the world, including the Rhode Island Anti-War Committee, are calling for a ceasefire.
As a step, and eliminating the Hamas is not going to solve the problem either, because it's just going to continue the cycle of everybody retaliating worse the next time, which has been going on for too long.
But not everyone supports that call.
The Israeli government is already giving pauses to allow for humanitarian aid and for allow movement of people within Gaza. Many of us believe that a ceasefire right now would simply empower Hamas to continue firing rockets, to continue holding on to the hostages.
Fell, along with other local Jewish leaders, took a moment to meet with Rhode Island legislators to thank them for their support, a day after they received a letter signed by more than 100 of their constituents saying, quote, "Only Hamas's surrender and complete hostage release can really save civilian lives." And that protest down in D.C. was not only to show their support for Israel, but to also condemn anti-Semitism. The Anti-Defamation League says that their preliminary data shows a more than 300% increase in anti-Semitic threats and incidents across the country, and that nearly averages to more than 28 incidents a day. Reporting live in Providence, Alex Torres-Perez, 12 News.